and welcome to another video from my Lightroom office. Today we're gonna be working on an image that is from Thailand 2016. Yeah, my cats are fighting, so always I need to have some noises in the video, but that's normal. So this image is from Thailand 2016, and I went through my old photos yesterday to try to see if maybe there is something that I haven't published already, and to my amazement I found many images. So let's go into Lightroom. Okay, this is the image that is taken in 2016 and it's in Chiang Mai. Here you can see that my wife is also taking a picture of the same subject. This is a rickshaw driver that is going for his break. I have another image in which you can see many rickshaw drivers napping and having their siesta during the afternoons. Okay, so this image needs to be cropped. I want the subject to be in the center. Let's just straighten it up a little bit. Yep, this is more than fine. First I will go into the transformation part, and let's see if we click vertical. No, auto. Yeah, auto is pretty fine. Just to maybe extend it a little bit on the left side. Yeah, that's fine. While I'm here, I'm gonna increase the grayness instantly. Up to 27 is perfect. And then check the remove chromatic aberration and enable profile corrections. Let me see that one. Yeah, doesn't do much, but enough. So let's go and start from the beginning. This one, I think that the highlights are overly up. So I will lower them down to -50, and then I will lower the temperature towards coldish. Okay, this is enough. I'm trying something new recently in my images. I'm lowering the contrast and I'm increasing the clarity. I found that this is interesting for my street images because it's the clarity is only increasing the contrast in certain parts where there are wrinkles or there is some dividing from some parts of the body. You'll see what I'm talking now. Less talking, more showing, more action. So lowering the contrast, you see it's brightening and flattening the image. Then I'm going to the clarity and increasing it as much as I have lowered the contrast. So it's -38. Let's go up to +38. Maybe it can be done even more. Let's lower to -50, 45, between 45 and 50, and then increase the same for the clarity. I think that's enough. I don't know about you, but I don't really use the texture when I'm working on people. I use it only as a brush in the not living subject. So here I would like to increase the dehazing, to darken more the parts of the image. Oh, that's simply too much. Let's see, like this. 30 is it 25? Yeah, 26 is perfect. Lowering the saturation down to -15. Next, what I want to do is lower the darks, the blacks, which is too much, that thing, and then increase the white. We'll increase the shadows. That's perfect. And then we're gonna play a little bit with the colors. So this is mostly warm image. That's why I lowered the temperature a bit, and by adding the saturation I very much flattened it even more after doing the lowering the contrast. So I would now increase the color that I would like to dominate this image. I would like the red to be dominating color because the rickshaw is something that is very important for this composition, and then increase the orange for the skin of the Thai person. But I will beside increasing the saturation, I will also increase the luminance. So this is pretty perfect. You know that always in my images I kind of follow Steve McCurry's style. I very much like his editing style, so I was trying to get close as possible to it. But by doing that, I also developed my own style, which includes now the clarity and lowering the contrast, which I don't really see in his images. Only in some portraits I have seen that kind of editing. So the next thing that I would like to increase or a little bit change is the yellowish color. I will lower the yellow, I will change the hue towards orangey in the yellowish part, and then increase the saturation, but not touching the luminance. So now this one is affecting the leaves of the trees. I will now play a little bit with the green, increasing the green, but by increasing the green is very distracting from the subject, so it doesn't need to be that up. Maybe if we just higher the luminance, no, maybe we should leave them as they are. Let me see, this is fine. Now that bluish tones in the background are too annoying. Let me see if I do this. It doesn't make any big difference. Okay, I don't think that this image can be saved as much as I was thinking it could be saved. The sharpening. This is a new thing that I'm trying now. I'm lowering the sharpness. I don't really like pictures to be sharpened that much, especially now when I'm starting to increase the clarity in my image. So when I increase the clarity so much, when I add grayness, it gives that sharpness. And by increasing the sharpening tool, then it's simply too much, very unnatural. So I'm even lowering it now down to -20. Usually I always have these numbers that I'm following. So for saturation is -15 to -20, for sharpening is -20. Okay, so that is most what I would like to do in this image. Let me see if I just crop even more from the top and from the sides a little bit, from bottom. I don't like when the subject is very close to the frame of the image, so maybe it can go even more up. I do think that this way is better because that unimportant, boring part of the image is gone, but maybe even more up. Let's see now, how does it look? Yeah, it's pretty fine. This image is taken with the 50mm 1.4 from Canon. In this image is ISO 400 50mm, f5.6, 1250th of a second, the shutter speed. The next thing that I would do in this image, as a finalizing it and making it all done, is get the radial filter and then apply it on its face, on his face. Let me everything on 0, and now I'm gonna be increasing the shadows and increasing the exposure tiny bit. Be lower the shadows down to -15, 16, and then even more increasing the exposure. I think that's enough. Texture 0, saturation 0. Okay. I think that's pretty fine. Let me see now in the end, the last tweaks. Let's see what will happen if we increase even more the clarity. That's simply too much, no? Let's go to plus 60, 61. That's enough. I will also like to put another radial filter. Let's duplicate this one, not to add the same settings all over again. Just like this, to have the same exposure and shadow on his body, and this will add a little bit more on his face. Extra plus exposure and plus shadows. Okay, now we can play a little bit more with the blacks. -25, -30 almost, and the dehazing to -25, 24. I think that this image is pretty solid. I would like to cool it off, cool it a little bit more. Okay. Let's see now the final image. Love the shot. I really like these kind of shots. The only thing that I'm bothered by is that the red of the rickshaw is not very noticeable. I will try with the brush to increase the color of the rickshaw and brush a little bit on his body where I can see his tattoos. And with that being done, we are finishing the image. So brush tool, clarity up to 50, sharpness 0, contrast 0, shadows 0, saturation up to 60. Let's see now if this is gonna make some difference, and it does. Hey little cat, shut up. I'm trying to film here. In many of my videos this little cat is always present. He's more present than the baby and my wife. Okay, maybe on the head a little bit, on the rooftop, and now I will try to apply the same brush on some of the parts of his body. Ooh, that was simply too much on the hand. Now let's get a new brush tool. Saturation down, just the clarity will go up. So this way some of his tattoos will be more noticeable. Increase the shadows a bit. Okay, the image is almost done. Guys, tell me what you think, tell me if you like it. In case you haven't seen my Insta story, I'm opening a new Instagram account where I'm gonna be publishing only my photography work, because my current one will be a little bit changing and I will be only publishing travel and personal photographs. So make sure that you follow me on that. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something. It inspired you to take more pictures and to be better in your photo editing. That's it. See you in the next video. Peace.